Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, I'm playing the Tier 8 Imperial Japanese Navy destroyer Kagerō, and it is a very fun ship to play. Now, I struggled with this ship my first time through this line, and like most players do, I raced through it. Of course, when I started playing, racing through it was a little bit different than it is these days. There are a lot of players that they are in a tier 10 ship in a week. That just wasn't possible back in the old days of World of Warships. But I digress. I thought this game was pretty interesting. It had what I would consider kind of a slow start. I was able to position myself reasonably well throughout the game and make really good use of the 5.4 kilometer detection radius on this ship. Now, if you've never played this line, not all of the Japanese destroyers have this kind of detectability, but this one does if you spec for it. Now you can see that the game does have CVs. We've got a Kaga on the green team, and an Aquila on the red team. Now I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. Someone who is perhaps a little bit more familiar with Italian might be able to give me a correction on that pronunciation. In terms of the threats to this ship, Farragut and Gaida with their guns, of course, are a threat. The Grom absolutely is a threat. Yukikaze, not so much. It is more, at least in my opinion, more of a torpedo threat to particularly battleships, but it can also be effective as a spotter, although nothing on the red team other than their submarine has anywhere near the same sort of detectability radius that the Kagerō does, and that really is its strength. Now you can see at 5.8 kilometers, 5.7, 5.5, and I'm still not detected. I'm turning away, and I do get briefly spotted. I decided to smoke up before Grom can get the guns on me for devastating effect. Hated to burn the smoke, but at the same time I have the submarine that is spotting for me, and I'm able to get off a couple volleys. And I'm thinking maybe Grom will back up. So I'm going to back around here, and if it comes out of the smoke in this direction, I can always turn and run. You can see the torpedoes there heading for my smoke. Pretty common response to a destroyer smoking up, and I am long gone. But the fact that those torpedoes came out gives me some hope that I might land a torpedo. But it does look, just based on the radio location indicator, as though the Grom made a run for it. And it's probably right there in front of the Amagi as the Aquila makes its torpedo run. Now, like I said, kind of a slow start, at least for me. The red team lost their Farragut to a shot from our Bayern. It wasn't just the Bayern, but the Bayern finished it off. Our Undine is he's basically sitting on the bottom when he might be able to cap. I'll go in and make another run at the cap, and you can see the red Bayern is kind of heading this way, and maybe I can get torpedoes on him. So we know there's a sub there. Did you see that? Did you see the little ping indicator? And there are the torpedoes from the sub. And you can see there are also torpedoes coming from Yukikaze that was in the Bravo cap. And our Amagi's in big trouble. There's the Grom again. Debated about whether to open up. And I just completely whipped that shot. But I'm already air spotted. I don't have smoke for another 57 seconds, so I decided, you know what? I may as well. There are my torpedoes. Go ahead and get those in the water. And now I'm just going to try and break line of sight. Hit speed boost. Speed boost is a great way to avoid incoming fire. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it can help you outrun some shots as you're running away. So right now we're down 2 ships. We lost the Amagi, which you could kind of see coming, right? With the torpedoes from the sub and torpedoes from the Yukikaze. And the red team is down a Farragut. although their Boise is also in big trouble. Now, our guys at the Charlie Cap have done pretty well. I mean, they've secured the cap. As I do land a torp, 2 torps on the Bayern, and he is continuing to flood. So that's a really good thing. Looks like our sub did probably get him flooding already. He repaired, and as a result, he is going to flood for a while. And he's probably just waiting on his torps to reload. You can see my comment there. I'm really hoping he can finish off this Bayern. The red Yukikaza and Grom and the Littorio are all in the Bravo cap, and our Akatsuki is sitting there, but he is kind of sitting broadside to the red Yukikaza as I get detected by the sub. I'm expecting the thing. I'm going to try and avoid this torpedo and see if I can get some depth charges on the sub. I have to try and guesstimate where he's going to run. And I do manage to finish him off. Thank goodness. Now, can I get the Bayern again? Only one set of torps because I had a set the rack that was damaged. That's fine. I'm going to have to fall back. I don't want to get caught by Boise. In fact, I'm going to call for some help on that. Now you can see I am the only thing out here on my team. I mean, literally the only ship on this side of the map. If you draw a line between A1 and J10, I'm it. Now I really kind of, and you can see my comment there in the chat. But, you know, at the same time, I'm thinking, hey, you know, we should do really well there. And since I have such great detection radius on this side of the map, I might be able to do some damage. Bayern just barely manages to escape being plastered by that torpedo. And I'm going to try and line up a torpedo shot on some of these guys that are at Bravo. I'm not sure how much success I'm going to have. Here's my hope. My hope is that Grom and Yukikaza are seeing our Bismarck and Bayern and Gneisenau and saying, hey, it's frenzy time. We're going to get out there and we're going to sink some ships with torpedoes. Meanwhile, I'm thinking the same thing about all these bigger ships that are in the Bravo cap. I have to be really careful because there is a CV, and if he knows that I'm out here and a threat, he may do something about it. You can see Bayern, he wanted nothing to do with me. He's just going to run, and that's fine. So he's basically been kind of zoned out of the game for the next 5 minutes.
All stations, fire on the designated target.
Now, I don't really see much of a chance to torp without getting too close. So I think I'm just going to go for Alpha. Get some torpedoes out there ahead of Boise in case he continues to head this way. Kind of dual purpose because Littorio is also kind of pointed this direction. Although it looks like everybody's turning and or slowing down there. But I'm going to try and secure this cap. I may have to use the smoke in order to do it once the CV knows that I'm here. But you can see where the CV's at, right? He's at H6. And I may be able to do something about him. You can see our Flint is talking about, well, half of the remaining team pushing into a crossfire, and he's absolutely right. They've got the Littorio on one side, which just finished off our Bismarck, and a Bismarck on the other side. It was not a good idea to push out that way. I expect aircraft. I'm really expecting red aircraft to come here any second. Bayern knows that I'm here. He's paying enough attention. He's hoping to get my anti-aircraft going. But you'll see that I have my anti-aircraft turned off. I have to be really careful here because I'm going to lose sight of the Bayern. I don't want to be so close that when he comes around the corner of that island, I'm instantly detected. So I'm going to sit here long enough to secure the cap, and then I have to figure out how I'm going to get over there to the CV. So I'm going to try and create just a little bit more distance. Okay, now he's moving away. What I was trying to do there originally was backing up and moving away was so that when he came around the corner, I would still not be visible. But he's decided to fall back, and that's going to open the door for me to make a run at the CV. Now, right now, we're down 6 ships. We've lost Amagi, Bismarck, Bayard, Akatsuki, Farragut, Undine. And the red team's only lost to U-69, Gaida, Farragut, and the Sinop. So it's looking pretty dire. We're also down by 100 and, well, roughly 134 points, I guess, right this second. Now, what should I put torpedoes on? Aquila knows he's detected now. But from where? I'm just going to wait and see whether he's going to turn port or starboard, because he's probably going to make that commitment to the turn. And then he's going to get aircraft out, right? Which is what he did. I'm imagining he's probably pinging as we lose our Farragut. Now we're down to 5 ships, and the bad guys still have 8. Yikes. Now, is he going to outrun my torps? It's possible. He's not moving very fast, so I should land at least 1. Yeah, I didn't do a very good job with that torpedo spread. But now he has a more clear idea of where I am. Now I really, really wish that CVs could continue to flood like they used to. I still think it's ridiculous that CVs basically don't flood anymore or burn anymore. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't, but to me, it's kind of stupid that CVs automatically repair and just kind of everything they did with CVs. Now he's trying to get away. I have to determine whether or not I'm going to just allow that to happen, and I decide not to. Here come the secondaries from the Bayern, which I have to admit I didn't expect at this range, but I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention. I can break line of sight as the CV drops me in here with some torpedoes. It's too little too late for him. I don't really want to smoke up unless I have to, but it kind of looks like I have to. Got the Bayern's guns pointed this way. But I was able to finish off the CV. So it's 5 ships to 6 ships right now. You can see I'm still air spotted, at least briefly. Got the torpedoes away. Maybe I can catch the Bayern. He's going to make a run for it for sure. But even if he runs, given the way that I set those torpedoes, maybe I catch him with one of them. The CV player is still trying to catch me in the smoke, but I'm not in there. So no more CV threat. There are no more aircraft. Amalfi takes out our Flint. Our Bayern finishes off their Boise, and just like that, it's 4 ships to 5, and I might be able to make those odds even. I start a fire, follow that up with 1 torpedo hit, 2 torpedo hits, and down goes Bayern. And now we have a 300, well, almost 300 point lead, and the ship count is even. But the game is not over. Littorio's moving back over here to try and secure this cap again. That is a definite concern. So rather than go charging up to the Bravo cap and try to help my friends up there in the corner, I'm going to stay down here and see what I can do against Littorio. Now he's probably going to get closer, right? I mean, he's moving kind of southwest right now. So I have to expect that. I don't really have a smoke for another minute, but I still have 11,000 HP. I should be able to take a good smack from him and survive, assuming I don't detonate. but I don't want to allow him any more time than I have to maneuver. So I think I'm just going to be close enough to get hit, and probably get hit pretty hard, but I want to get these torpedoes in the water to catch him, in my hope, when he comes around the corner. And there he is. Now, I don't know whether or not my torps are going to hit or not. I did get them away, I think, in time. We'll see. Well, I land one. There's two more. He's down to 2,000 HP, and I'm going to have to go to work with the guns. No damage. See, I just got smacked. Okay, there's a fire, and he's going to burn down. So I've still got 5,800 HP, and I managed to finish off the Littorio, and now I can make a run for the Bravo cap. Meanwhile, my friends up in the corner there have been, well, they've been kind of taking a beating. That Yukikaze player, he seems to know what he's doing. So does the Amalfi player, and I have to give some credit to the Bismarck as well, although he hasn't, as yet, sunk a green ship. He's still in the game, and he still has roughly a third of his HP. It now takes out Yukikaze, and Yukikaze takes out our CV. So this game, while it still looks pretty good for us, is far from over. Bad guys have 2 caps, we have 1, but that's a pretty big change. Bismarck finishes off our Bayern. Now it's 2 ships to 2 ships. We do have a 200-point lead, but our Gneisenau with 4,700 HP, how long is he going to stay alive? And that's the last group of aircraft our Kaga are going to be able to get in the air. So, as is so often the case in this game, World of Warships, I mean, it's not over until it's over. And there goes our Gneisenau. And I am working on securing this cap. Now, the Amalfi doesn't really have a choice but to run this way. He has to try to get into this cap. They don't really have any way to spot me. So I, at least as far as I'm concerned, I have a decided advantage here. And I'm just going to make my best guess about where the Amalfi is going to have to go. And I'm going to put torpedoes right in the path of that. And then move back here to the other side of the cap and hope to secure it before it comes rushing right at me and finishes me off. One good volley from Amalfi and I would probably be dead. If I manage to sink him with this volley, well, then I pick up a Kraken, and that's going to secure the game, because there's no way their Bismarck's going to get back here in time. And that looks pretty good. I only need to land 1. There it is, right on the nose. And that's it. There's not really anything else too exciting that's going to happen in this game. But this was really, really fun. And I did feel a little bit like I carried that one. And that's always a fun feeling. And our Farragut is pointing out that there's no real reason for me to engage with the Bismarck. It wouldn't matter anyway. With 1 minute and 30 seconds, I'm not even sure I could get over to where he's at. So I'm just going to kind of run off into the sunset here. So, of course, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if you decided to fast forward from here. But I'll take just a second to tell you thank you very much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope maybe you got a little something out of it. And if you're not a destroyer player in World of Warships, maybe you learned something here. If so, and if you enjoyed yourself, I hope you will like, and I hope you'll subscribe. And I'll see you next time.